One. Super excited. We got Michael Reese here joining us today. It's amazing to, again, have you here with us. Thanks for joining us. Michael's an author, speaker, entrepreneur, marketer, master. So he's going to share with us today how to leverage social media with a marketing funnel. Again, one of the most important things for us today in marketing is, making sure that our social media is driving our brand, driving leads to us. So, man, I'm excited to have you here. Thanks for joining us today.
Yeah, man. Thank you.
Good. Are you ready to kind of get started? I'll share your screen with you and we can get rolling.
All right, let's rock.
All right. There we go. Perfect.
All right. Can you see everything? I can't see Can you see everything clearly? Awesome.
Yeah, it's perfect. Exactly the way it is, man.
Awesome. All right. Well, today what we're going to talk about is how to leverage social media with a marketing funnel. Really what I want people to think about is leverage points. What are the leverage points in your business? Leverage points are, those little key areas that if you apply, you get a disproportionate return on effort. How about that? Right. And so I always think about that with business is where are my leverage points? A lot of the things that people don't realize is when you look at your business, if you really want to grow your business fast, which I would just happen to, my core belief is it's easier to grow fast than slow, then you have to optimize your leverage points and you want to do that in the right order. So I'll give you an example. Maybe right now you have somebody coming to your website, and some of those people could come from social media. Well, first of all, one leverage point in social media is all traffic isn't the same. People who come from Google versus Facebook have a different cash conversion cycle. So if you've ever measured it or if you've ran the same offer, let's just say you ran an offer, looking for motivated home sellers, targeting people who were in a probate. So on Google, you were doing that with certain keywords. Maybe you had a custom audience because you had a list of probate that you purchased and you were targeting those people on Facebook. What we found is, when we target people on Facebook versus Google, we have an average of 161-day average conversion cycle, which means the day that we put in $1, that's how long it takes us to get $1 back. Versus Google, our average conversion cycle for appointment was 4.5 days. So those are leverage points, right? Those are points in which they seem the same, but they're actually different. And today, what I'm going to talk to you is I'm going to take you kind of through what I consider is the only principle. And this is really what I consider, if you want to call it a secret formula, it is the formula. And this doesn't matter whether you're a broker trying to recruit an agent, whether you're I don't know, maybe a local gym trying to find a member or a real estate agent, right? You have a target market. That's the people who you're trying to target. And then you actually have traffic, right? That's where you're going to get those people. Those are the two things that you have to have. So, it's different everywhere, but, in some markets, for some people, they want to target first-time home buyers. Maybe you're going to target a first-time home buyer. You're going to target homeowners in a very specific neighborhood. So you have your target market. How are you going to get that traffic? And then what offer are you going to use? What beta are you going to use to attract them, right? So when I went after FSBO's target market traffic, I used direct mail. My offer was I had flexible commission rates, right? So that was part of a secondary offer that was on my prime, the postcard that I used that I delivered to them that focused on timing and motivation. So it had a guarantee on it, right? A guarantee to perform within a certain time frame. And then it referenced flexible commission rates. Then the main thing that I think that I've seen work the most is then how are you going to convert those people into clients, right? So an example of this is, first of all, everybody on here, I want you to know if you're not leveraging and getting deals from social media, you can do it. You absolutely can do it. You should do it. You have a duty, a responsibility. You're the CEO of your business. You should be producing deals consistently. And, I'm going to reference this, nobody cares what you ate last night. Nobody cares how many push-ups you did or what mountain you climbed, and I know that people, obviously you're going to post on social media, but what I'm talking about today is how do we put $1 in and get $5 out, right? How do we get these tools to work for us, right? So my philosophy is you're only one successful funnel away from being able to scale your real estate business predictably and profitably. And so think about that funnel example I just showed you. It's real simple. There's a first-time home buyer. Maybe you're going to get traffic for Facebook and Google, right? Maybe you're going to use grants and down payment because, we all know that home buyers want selection. Number two, affordability. Maybe you're going to leverage municipal, state, federal grant programs to target those individuals. But then you're going to have a landing page, a campaign, loan application, maybe even have an interview with your lender that retargets everybody that comes to the page. That is the formula. And so that's what we're going to talk to you about. Now, what I'm going to mainly talk to you about is what I'm seeing work the best right now. So everybody who came on and watched this presentation today, one thing I can offer for you guys is the idea to understand your biggest leverage point in your business is going to be, I believe, creating a vendor program at the very beginning. When I started in real estate, my very first 6 months, I understood because of Jay Abraham the concept of host beneficiary relationships. And so I launched a vendor program, which was basically the ultimate goal was the zero cost my marketing. So I like to tell people the most important presentation you're going to do is finding people in your market that benefit when you have a transaction, and then being able to articulate to them how y'all could work together and do better together than you could apart. Think about an insurance person. Do insurance people buy leads? Do lenders buy leads? The answer is yes. Do painters go and pay, home advisor, or do they pay for, SEO on their website or someone to do all this stuff to help them get the client? Yes, people have client acquisition costs. People make investments in getting customers. But as a real estate professional, you could be the hub. You could be the kind of the leader of that local group and being able to provide. Because for one, if you're generating a buyer lead, that buyer lead has to get a home inspection. That buyer lead has to buy the house. The buyer lead has to get a loan. They got to close on the loan. They might have to paint. They might need to get furniture. They're going to need a mover. So my thought is, if it's a leverage point, and the reason I bring this up in the beginning is because so many people are not investing in their business, and they're not doing it because it's the book, The Theory of the Goal, which is based around the premise, the theory of constraints. The number one constraint you have in your business is your mind. And constraint is, in the book, The Goal, it talks about what's the one thing you can do that will make everything else infinitely easier. Well, you can remove the constraint of thinking you can't afford to invest in your business or not invest more. And you can do that by just tackling the principle, which is, implementing a vendor program. If you want a copy of my vendor program, feel free. You can message me at m.me /Michael Reese Live. Reese is with an S, REESE. That's just a link directly to my messenger. And I'll send you, I think it's about 35 pages. It just goes through all of the things that we've done over time. But if you want a copy of it, I'd be more than delighted to share it with you guys.
So where was that again? Real quick, where do they get a copy of that?
m.me /Michael Reese Live.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. That's awesome.
So no, not a problem. So here's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about the new construction funnel. And the reason why is because whenever I help somebody, the first thing is I look at funnels like oil wells, and you don't need 10 oil wells if they're not all drilled, right? Like, who would want to have 10 oil wells halfway drilled to oil? You only need one all the way to bedrock. And so the real thing is picking your audience for your market. Now, for me in 2008, that was going after short sales, motivated people who were looking for specific keywords, right? So when you called up to your bank and you couldn't afford your mortgage, the bank would tell you go write a certain type of letter, and maybe you know what that is, maybe you don't, but there was a very specific language they used. Well, that language, the consumer would go look online on how to prepare one of those letters, and no one was buying those keywords in my market. So those are called thought strings. Right now, what I'm noticing in today's market is a lot of people are wanting to get out of some of the multi-living situations, and they want to get into their own home for whatever reasons. And regardless of somebody's current belief of the market and what's going on, there's always a sub-market. We could be in the best year ever, and there's going to be people prepping for the end of the world. But understanding there's people going through a divorce, people dealing with the unfortunate realities of, maybe having lost a family member and taking over their estate and having to sell it. Those are niches, and there's riches in niches, especially because you can nail your messaging. So what I'm going to talk to you today about is the new construction funnel, because I've had 100% hit rate. Like if this was Battleship, B1 hit, B3 hit, 9B, whatever it is, I've hit in every market, from Canada to Texas, right? Really, everywhere that I've been in North America. So Why a new construction funnel? Most you get move-up buyers. So very rarely does somebody move to a new market and say, oh, I'm moving to Frisco, and now let me wait 6 months for a house. No, usually when you move here, especially if you have a family, you move here and you want to take something down. So when you come back with the moving van, you have something to move into. Not all the time, but a lot of the times, right? So a lot of them are local area movers. Builders assist in the sales process. So a lot of the times, if maybe you're newer to real estate. Well, it's always really nice to have a person who's been doing it for 15 years who knows their product, because usually builder salespeople have been through training on how to sell. They know their product. And as a result, if there is an opportunity to sell the home, they're going to be able to help you assist in that. The leads are usually generally better qualified, and the clients are more emotional tied to the process because it's building their own home. So it's like I was sitting at the pool yesterday, I'm building a home, and my wife was asking me a question, which would just validate what the statement I just made, because she was definitely talking about emotional ties to this house that we're building. Yeah. And so for you guys, in my next house, I'm going to have a gym, period. Hands down, no question. That's what she asked me. What were some of the things that I have to have? And so, the cool thing about that is if I went to a home, a pre-existing home, and they didn't have a place for my gym, I couldn't fit my stuff in it, that's different. You don't go through that. So you just have a lot more opportunities. The objections of traditional buyers are usually removed that, we don't like this or that. And then the cash conversion, man, it's pretty fast. It is, you can invest money and get a deal under contract relatively quickly. Now, in theory, getting your money back depends on if they're going through the build process. So I think that is kind of I'll give you a specific example of what happened to me. We just did this for a guy named Steve. He needed a deal right now, and we ended up getting a model home that fell apart. So there are some new constructions, and there was some flexibility in that build process. But again, short cash conversion with some scenarios, I would say that it would be actually an argument that if someone was going to build a home, I know my home's going to take 18 months. So, but there are some of those situations that currently exist, especially when there's builder incentives for inventory homes or spec homes like that. And then the search terms, no one's really searching for new construction specific neighborhoods. If you go look at the search almost in any market, it's the builder, Lennar or Drees or your local builder, trying to sell their product or neighborhood. No one, which really is good. That's fine. But that just leaves an opportunity to have a differentiated value proposition. Warren Buffett says 50% of your success is your ability to articulate your durable competitive advantage, why someone should do business with you over all alternatives. And man, this gives you one of those. So here's what the new construction funnel. Now I recorded all of this. These are in bite-sized videos. In fact, I think the training's in three different sections. It's probably the best training that me and my business partner Woods Davis put together. But if you want a copy of the training, we just launched it last week. I'd be more than delighted to share it with you guys at the end on how you can get access to it. And the cool thing is, listen, if you need help building a new construction funnel, I can help you do that as well. Not saying, hey, come pay me a lot of money and come build your funnel. No. We've created kind of a neat little process where you can either go through the training and do it yourself, or we can help you and not charge you anything. Just give you kind of the step-by-step implementation. So that's one of the good things about this training is this isn't just a door and then you got to go to Home Depot and buy the hinge. I'm giving you the door and the hinge. And the door is the strategy, right? So why new construction funnel? We talked about that, but the strategy is obviously a great strategy. One thing I want y'all to know is anytime you're going to implement a strategy, you got to understand, you win before you start. So when you understand there's differentiation in search, like if you go to my market and put homes for sale in Texas, you'll see 35 million results. If you go new homes for sale in Texas, you can see 8.6 million. So one of the things that you also see is look at those ads, right? Look at those ads. So you're going to have great Glenville community, Frisco, homes for sale, you're next. So I see a broker on the right-hand side. I see builder, right? And so that's one thing that you have to understand. And here's what we do. This is how I'm doing it right now. This is how I'm having success right now. This is very important. I learned this concept a long time ago. We used to call it the invisible funnel. Our primary offer is our primary funnel, right? Our secondary offer is our invisible funnel. Our primary offer is based around selection. Okay. And our secondary offer is based upon typically like affordability, right? So that's an example. So selection would be, hey, come to my home and my website and search all area homes, included this, that, and the other. You see a lot of people competing on selection. If you're competing on selection, to be honest with you, it's like an Easter egg hunt. You're just I mean, there is you're not really there's no real reason to do business with you because they can go to Zillow and get selection.
And so when you say based on selection, you're saying you're driving leads basically back to a search page or like that sort of thing.
Access all new construction properties in your areas. Okay? And so what we do is, that's what I mean by selection. Thanks for clarifying. And so what I mean there is, with affordability, like, so if we went to the cold market, that's the most universal offer. So what we do is, and I'm going to show you the actual ad, so you'll see it here in a second. Cool. But then what happens is, this is where the magic happens. When they come through the process, only a small subset are going to do what they're supposed to do. Some will click on the ad and click off. And so those people, we come back with the secondary offer, which is access to a one-page document with all the local builder incentives. And this is through retargeting. And that allows us to lower customer acquisition cost by 50%. So here's what it looks like. We start an ad with a lead ad, and I'll show you what that ad looks like. A lead ad has a lot of benefits. One of the benefits is first of all, for you don't have to have a landing page. You just have to have the right copy, the right image, the right setup. Lead ads are built inside of Facebook to help people run marketing who maybe don't have, highly converting business pages, but want to, give Facebook money for marketing. So they're incentivized to create cool tools like this. But the cool part about it is the consumer, they give you a lead form. And when the buyer clicks on that form, they don't have to fill anything out. Their stuff's already in there, their name, their email. So they literally, their experience is click, thank you page search. That fast. They don't have to get their thumbs out and try to type Michael Reese, 4109, Charlotte, Blaine, Frisco. No, all that stuff, however you set up your lead form, boom, auto populates, right? And then we land them on the very bottom of that page. We land them on an IDX site. We use a tool called KV Core, and we customize that page to only show new construction homes. And then we put them into our Attract ROI. That's where our real magic happens, because that's a system that that we use. So it's a drag and drop pipeline with automation and all our retargeting built in based upon stage. So new lead comes in. When the new lead comes in, my phone rings. If I don't answer it, then they get a voicemail. If they don't answer it, and now because it's in Attract ROI will start marketing to them through Facebook Messenger. It'll start sending them it'll start sending them text messages, emails, voicemails, all of those things they agree to. And the cool thing is in the pipeline, if I talk to them, and they're working hot, I could have a bunch of testimonials retargeting them in Facebook just by easily dragging and dropping their name. So we have a contacting campaign. And then the magic really happens when we start, going out to some of the local communities. And, we have a big, huge community here with a big lagoon, interviewing some of the on-site builders, walking through some of those properties, doing those all on your business page through Facebook Live allows you to set up a retargeting campaign to anybody who clicked your ad, or anybody who became a lead, or anybody who started the process but abandoned. And that, my friend, that is where the magic happens, because here's how it looks, okay? We set this up for a guy in Silicon Valley, right? Steve Whitlock. Boom, lead comes in, access all construction, boom, hit next. What's your motivation now? And it's that quick. Bam, bam. There's your contact information. Boom, at the bottom, it's going to show you to submit, go through the private policy, and it's going to say view homes. If you hit view homes, it's going to take you automatically to the new construction landing page that we just set up for him in his KV Core site. So it really is.
Yeah, just to be super clear for all the viewers, that's all within Facebook already. Like all of that the lead form, all that's in Facebook. The only thing that's not in Facebook is the landing page that they click at the very end, and that's where you're driving. And you could drive them anywhere from that perspective.
Yeah, and the cool thing is I like I said, I got a step-by-step training. Literally, I brought this lady, Linda Dale, on. Shoot, I wish I could play her video, dude. I'm gonna try to play it at the end. It's crazy, man. She told me she just partnered with me out of Pennsylvania, and literally what she told me was Anyway, let me walk you through some more of this. Okay.
Yep.
Second offer, new construction incentive. So when they hit the page, right? When they hit that first page, the second page that they land on is the new construction incentive. So here we have a messenger ad, right? And we message those people on Messenger. If you're not advertising on Messenger, a lot of money on the table. So someone hits my ad. Someone hits my ad on Facebook, and next thing you know, they got a message from me in their Messenger, right? And man, that is powerful. And again, they go back through the pipeline. We have our contacting campaign, and we're retargeting them now with that as well. And so the Messenger ad kind of looks like this. You know, you're just
if you're thinking about buying a new construction property in Frisco right now, this piece of paper can help you save up to $20,000. I'm Woods Davis with
So that's the point, is that what he's saying there is that up to 20,000, because he went and aggregated all the incentives and is offering that as value, which now that's a differentiated offer that no one's offering, because Dries and KB and all those people don't have incentives to talk about the other people's incentives. So now you have a real good offer that stands out, right? So we did the math. You should do it too. I'll give you a calculator. Anytime you're doing marketing online, create your assumptions, establish your test budget. If you want to use the calculator we created, go to attractroi.com/calculator. This is actual math that we did for Steve Whitlock. But, you know, you want to make the assumptions around your daily budget, cost per lead, you know, your conversion rate. But really, you know, if you want to grow your business, it shouldn't be hard. It should, I mean, you either want to trade $1 for $5 or you don't, you know, and that's what social media is. When you're growing your business, leveraging social media, I'm telling you, social media is traffic. I really do hear people all the time say, you know, well, Facebook didn't work for me. What do you mean Facebook didn't work for me? That's like saying cars don't work for me. No, your car don't work. That don't mean vehicles don't work. I mean, you know, Facebook works. What was the headline? What was the image? What was the offer? What was the landing page? Who was the market? Were you targeting geo, everybody in the neighborhood? Did you retarget everybody that came to your website? Did you go cold? Did you run for conversion? Did you run for reach? Did you run for engagement? Did you retarget with video? I mean, all of those questions determine whether it worked. So if you've had a bad experience, I would tell you that the biggest constraint you're going to have in your business is your own mind. Yes. Your own mind, right? Your own mind. Listen, the number one thing I learned in real estate was from mentor Jay Abraham, who said, Michael Reese, you have an unlimited budget for marketing. The only budget you have is a testing budget, and you should always be testing. And when you find something that gives you a positive ROI, you keep it, and you then test one thing to try to beat your lowest performing campaign. And that's what I live by. So I look at the CAC and the ROI, right? How many leads does it take to close a transaction? What's my customer acquisition rate, and what's my ROI? It's really that simple. So for our case study, it was real simple. We spent $273.10 on a $10 daily budget. Our cost per lead was $3. I just got a text this morning when I woke up this morning. This was from a partner in Virginia this morning. I'll read it to you if you can't see it. It says 21. Can you see it?
No, can't see it because you're small on our screen. So
yeah, it's $21.24 spent as of yesterday. 19 new leads. Cost per lead at $1.12. Reach 14. Dude, and we're murdering it, dude. Every single where I install this funnel. But I'm telling you, the magic happens with the automation on the back, because so Jay Kinder, a business partner of mine, called me up and said, he said, hey, we just launched the girl named Ashley. We launched her about 4:00 in the afternoon. We're working out in my home gym in my garage. Ashley's driving home after her call. She calls Jay when she gets home, and she said, because our system makes their phone ring. When they get a lead, their phone rings. Their phone rings and says, you have a new construction lead. Press 1 to be connected. If you don't press 1, then that system sends them a voicemail. And so this girl, I told her, I said, just get ready for your phone to ring every day. What a better business. 59% of our leads call us, right? And
whatever you want.
Yeah, so 2% conversion rate right there. So there's traffic you own, which is email in your database, which is Steve Whitlock emailed this same offer to his database, which you can do. You can email that, hey guys, looking to build new construction. I have this offer, and you can just ask questions. If you want to get a copy of it, let me know. You can just, you never want to write an email that doesn't elicit a response, right? And so people are making money from their databases. You can email your database. You can survey your database. You can call it the new construction quiz, just saying, should you consider building a new home in today's market? I have a new construction quiz right now that's killing it, all built inside of Attract ROI. Again, I can get, if it's in Attract ROI, I can give you a copy and you can get a free trial to Attract ROI. If not, I have a training, and it just depends on how you're set up, on how you're going to deliver some of those mechanisms. We like having everything under one roof just because we don't want to have to hire a technology wizard to make our stuff work. Our traffic we control is lead ads, messenger ads. So we control that traffic because we can target them. So let me see. This would have been the next steps, guys. If you want, let me see what makes sense here. Maybe it's this. Sometimes you can jump some of these. The implementation guide. If you want, you can go to newconstructionfunnel.com. If you want to see a full-fledged walkthrough, I've done the walkthrough 3 times, twice last week. I'm doing it 2 more times this week and a couple times the following week. And so if you go to newconstructionfunnel.com, there's a little quiz. And once you take that quiz, you'll be offered to come to a live demo with me and Woods. And this isn't where you sit in a room and can't talk. This is a Zoom meeting where me and you and Woods, and usually 10 to 25 people are there answering step-by-step questions. And also, if you do register and join that meeting, that's where we'll give you access to the training. So I'm going to stop sharing, man, right now, if that's okay. But if you want that, go to newconstructionfunnel.com. Man, I hope this has been helpful. I'm glad. I was about to hit my workout, this morning. I'm actually in the process of building my home gym, and it's every day like Christmas. I get new equipment, and so I'm like, man, I got to go try out my new things. So,
that's awesome.
Yeah, man, I appreciate your flexibility on getting this in and get me in at this scheduled slot time, because it made it convenient.
Absolutely, my friend. I appreciate you. I appreciate you getting on here. That's great stuff. Yeah. And so, amazing. People need to really think about this. And we went through, this will be available at some point for recordings. I know you went through it fast because we have a limited time, but for them to go back and revisit it. So for you, how do people get in touch with you again? And where do they need to go to get some more information on this? Because I think that was incredible.
Well, they can go to newconstructionfunnel.com and just take a demo. If you go there right now, I could show you what the class is unbelievable. They can get a free copy of the class. The class is like 2 to 1 minute videos. And when you get done after going through 7, you'll have it set up, right? Cool. And it's broken down into 3 sections: strategy, execution, and optimization. Optimization is how to leverage like Facebook Lives and retarget all your people to increase the conversion and lower your customer acquisition costs. But man, and then at the end of the day, if they want, if they set up a free trial with Attract ROI, I can just give them my funnel for free, and I can have my guy Jimmy jump on and configure it, set it up for them, and then they can run it for 2 weeks and see if they like it. So no risk.
Awesome, man. Listen, I appreciate your time today. Listen, I hope I hope everything is going well down there with all that's going on in the world, and we will chat soon, my friend.
All right, thank you, brother.
Okay, later. Bye.